Now that we've learned a little bit about reconnecting with your horse with the Camille's, it's time to move on to more advanced training. Sydney Blanchard's record stands for itself, and I was so excited when she agreed to share some of her wisdom with us. Her attention to detail is as impressive as her knowledge of the barrel pattern. While there are many methods to train your horse for barrels, this is the way that Sydney trains.
The number one mistake barrel racers make is being unaware that the alley is part of the run. Okay?
Yeah.
It's won or lost in the alley.
Yeah, so where you would come in, in a little pattern, it's going to be so much different than it would be on a big pattern.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Like in order to get to that spot where she was just at,
yeah,
in a smaller pattern, you have to go up the arena to get there.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You just
In a bigger pattern, you can go straight there.
Yeah.
But look, here's the second barrel in a bigger pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm going straight to my pocket. And then here's the second barrel in a smaller pattern, and you're still going the same.
Yeah.
It's the exact same, but it's an illusion when it's smaller and you think that you want to cut it off,
Yeah.
and that you got to go here.
Yeah.
But you're going the same, but it's a smaller pattern.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just the easiest way to explain is just go up the arena in a smaller pattern.
Yeah.
Just go up the arena.
Yeah.
Line up with the third and go up the arena. I run to the first barrel with 2 hands.
Coming into the arena, I have to be one hand on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drop your nose and your chin, one hand him, try to do it with the off rein.
Yeah.
If he can learn that when you pick up 2 hands, then it's time to take off, then he's gonna wait for you. Put your hands in the middle, reach out, pull it back in. There's your hand placement before you take off in the alley. What you do in the alley is you stare at your pocket.
Okay. I want to get behind you so I know you're. Okay.
Yeah, but there's a rate point on every barrel,
Yeah.
and then there's 3 spots around it.
Okay.
The first spot is when your leg gets even with it.
Yep.
The second spot is directly behind it.
Yep.
And the third spot is the sister spot to the
Yep.
first spot, is
Yep.
when your leg gets even to it leaving.
Okay.
You never look over your shoulder to the next barrel until you hit that third spot. Okay. We're going to stare at a rate point, which is just in from our pocket.
Okay.
And your eye of the tiger, and that's where you're going to go, and you're going to let him go.
Okay.
You're going to drop him and let him go. Because when you're holding like this,
Yep.
they're already elevated, and all you have is this, which
Yep.
is going to make them more elevated, and they're going to go by. If you give them the reins
Yep.
and then pick up, it's actually a much larger
yeah.
cue,
Okay.
and then they're like, oh, and they can get themselves in
And
it.
then let them.
Yeah.
And then let them run.
So you let them go.
Okay. Okay.
You get to your rate point.
Yeah.
This is where you would sit and you would pick up.
Okay.
Okay. So right here,
Not
where
way back there.
no, you have to let them go in order to collect them.
Okay.
Otherwise, if they're already collected,
Yeah.
then their head comes up further and they'll actually run by.
Okay.
Okay. So here you kind of shut down, you trickle to the stop, do your transition, back him up just enough to get his butt under him.
Okay.
So you push his
Yeah.
butt under him like that.
Okay.
Okay, that's your first spot. And you chill. That's a chill point. That's your 1.5-minute spot.
Okay.
You go straight to your second spot. Do the same thing, trickle them down. It's never a pull on the ground. Anytime you pull on the ground, you're making them get on their front end.
Okay.
So it's always a trickle down in the spot, push their butt in, and you chill
Okay.
for 1.5 minutes. And then you just walk him and keep his feet moving just like you were out there to your second spot, to your third spot. You're keeping his feet moving, and then you go.
Okay.
So it's always eye of the tiger from one spot to the next. It's not running barrels. It doesn't have anything to do with the barrels. It's all about spots.
Okay. So from that last spot to
You're staring
so it's
at this
You're
one.
running at a diagonal.
Yeah. So this is your rate point. If your horse needs to shut down, then you would stop back here and move his butt in.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, then you would stop right here and move his butt in.
Okay.
And then go to your second spot, go to your third spot, and then take off. Next go.
Yeah.
And it's the same length as his stride, and so that he could take a full stride, hit right here with his front feet. The back feet always hit with the front feet, and then all they have to do is pivot and go.
So you're essentially trying to shorten the amount of strides around your barrel.
Yes. I want them to be running as long as possible.
Okay.
So if they can run all the way up here, hit this spot and get their butt on the ground here, and then reach and hit this spot, then their back feet always land where their front feet do. And then all they have to do is pivot and leave. It's the easiest way for them to turn. Last spot is the spot on the fence and you're riding to it like this. You're going straight to it. And that is the fastest your horse is going to run in a straight line there. If you're doing this, they don't know where they're going. It's a straight line to your rate point. Generally your pocket is the same length as their stride, and generally their stride is the same length as their body. Ooh. When you get to this rate point, you shut him down and you move his butt in. And I just keep backing him up until I feel his butt move, and then I give it back to him, and that's how he learns. So when you're at your chill spots, either count to 30 slow or wait until he takes a deep breath and licks his lips. You always go forward to your next point so that they don't drop their shoulder. It's your second point. This is your third point. You hit it and then you go. I like these spots because that spot right where she is. If the horse goes by, then all you have to do is back it up a stride where you shut them down. If he's hitting it, then all you have to do is push him forward a stride or a few feet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like as long as you have that spot. It seems all great and awesome and fast, but he's stopping his feet. When they stop their feet, they lose momentum. Mm-hmm. Their head comes up and they have to restart. One tip to improve your barrel run instantly, the one spot that would be the most important, and it would be that spot right there. If you could just walk up to that spot and stop and uncinch your horse and take its boots off every day before you go take him back to the trailer and unsaddle them, that would help immensely. Because they're going to think, well, that's a chill spot. I gotta go eat sometimes after we stop at that spot. I am definitely going to shut down for her here. And there's no possible way not to get pumped up for your run when you know you're about to make a big run. There's no way, but there's little things that you can do to help your horse. Being fearless is being not afraid to embarrass yourself. At home, okay, do your training, make a practice run, be in the conscious mind so that you can correct things. See how he wants to throw his butt out? Oh, he wants to so bad. At the event, you have to just let it all go and say, it's okay to make a mistake. But you're gonna look at your spot and you're gonna ride to it, and that is your only job. If your horse doesn't work, then you go home and you work on him. Thinking bad things and watching your bad runs. When you have an off run, okay, what happened? What did I do wrong? Oh, I sat down too late. Okay, it's fixed. Move on. You know? Like, don't keep watching it, you're gonna do it again. Because you do what you see, like that's how we grow up, that's how little kids learn. When I take my deep breath and I kind of get into that zone where my subconscious is taken over, I can feel everything. Everything in a run. I can count how many times we tripped or he took a bad step or, you know. But if you're thinking and you're in your conscious mind, you can't feel any of that, and that's why people black out. Okay. So now what I want you to do, stay chill. I want you to make a run. Okay. I want you to stare at your rate point on the first. Just, you kind of let them go, but then you make a big movement to sit down. Okay. Sit down hard. Okay. So go ahead and ride in there, sit down hard, and go to your spots. If you need to say whoa or check or anything, don't ever look up. Just always stare at your spots, okay? Like whether you need to check them or do whatever, but always look at your spots. That's where you're looking. Okay. So eye of the tiger at your spots. That's your only job. Let him go. Sit. Yes. Oh, that was beautiful. Come on. Sit. Good job. Gorgeous. Sit. Get him out of there. Yeah. I thought that was phenomenal.
How hard is it to get around 3 barrels?